YouTube family, Greg D, aka the DCUO Gingerbread Man, back here with another video. Today I wanted to make a loadout video just to kind of test the new Starbolt, Starblast, what's it called? Starbolt, Starblast ability, the new iconic ability from the Homecoming event that you get after playing the getting the 20 days essentially. That's your reward. So I've tried this with like pet DPSing, and I don't really think it fits. At least not that I can make it viably work. You might be able to. However, with this sorcery loadout, I'm going to make this like a non-pet loadout, like no Fury, no Brine Hulk Supercharge. I mean, we're still using the trinket pets, of course, but just wanted to play with this, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm not by any means saying that this is, excuse me, I'm not by any means saying that this is like OP or meta. This is might based. Um, but yeah, so I'm just kind of playing around with it and seeing how well it works. Seems to work pretty well thus far. So once we get into it, if you have any suggestions or like changes that you would make, by all means, let me know in the comments section below. Again, this is just me kind of experimenting with it and seeing what we can do. So, like I said, we are pretty much might based. So iconic power wise. Yes, I do have like all of these, but in this case, you wouldn't necessarily need Brine Hulk unless you wanted to use it as your supercharge. You can use Grand Summoning. I've tried it with Grand Summoning. Grand Summoning is a 10,000 supercharge, and even with, as you'll see, how I have the low or like my artifacts set up, it still doesn't charge up fast enough. Mainly because I don't have Zoom, I don't have Black Adam leveled up. And those are your, those are your allies that are going to help with your supercharge, like generation and regeneration. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't have those leveled up to a point where that's viable yet. So that is what it is. However, we have Spore Pod, we have Neo Venom Boost, we have the Starbolt ability itself. And then as far as the stat points there, you see we're currently at 500. So I have superpowered. Again, this is a might loadout. Critical attack chance, critical attack damage, everything else in might and power. And I'm just currently putting my extra points into health because, again, being that it's might, you don't need anything in your weapon. You will put 1 point in your super speed movement in this case. You don't necessarily have to put the extra ones into health. I'm just trying to make myself a little bit more tanky with this build, so hence why I'm putting them into health. I mean, once you got up to enough points, if you wanted to, start putting them in your actual healer things, because obviously sorcery is a healer power, you can. It's just up to you. But right now we're focusing on the damage, so critical attack chance, critical attack damage, might and power. As far as the actual loadout is concerned, I've got Circle of Destruction, because again, we're not using pets. Normally I'd have like God Wave Strength there. So Circle of Destruction to set up our power interaction. Spore Pod, which is still very viable, still hits very hard. Soul Bolt is going to be our spam power for Omega and for the supercharge itself. Don't forget that with Starbolt, no matter if you use it for the unlimited Starbolt or the Star Blast itself, you're going to get that extra bonus supercharge generation. So hence why we have it in there. You'll notice, and I've noticed this on my buddy Mel's. If you haven't subscribed to Mel, I would do so. Shout out to Mel. He had mentioned that it says unlimited there, but as far as the tapping goes in your range setup, it's only unlimited to how much power you have. So if you run out of power, it's going to stop doing it, essentially. So And then as far as our artifacts are concerned, this might not also be the most might or not might, but like meta or OP setup regarding artifacts. But what I'm using is I have Gemini and Scrap, and then we're using Transcard, Sinestro's Ring, Omega. Um, Obviously, we're using Scrap, and I have Gemini to help with the supercharged things. We get the buffs, that kind of thing. Um, if you really wanted to be like OP, I guess you'd have Ebon in here. Probably you probably would have Candle. As far as the allies go, again, I'm using Shazam in the support for the buff. You're going to use, in this case, I have Constantine. This is what I have, so I kind of have to go with what I have. Not necessarily saying that this is the best setup either for your allies, but um, it is what it is. I think currently, if I remember correctly, if you want to change up your combat abilities, as of me making this video, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Flashpoint Batman is the best single target / boss combat ally. And I think just because Superboy is the newest one, I think Superboy is the like OP AoE combat one. Um, Using Batman Who Laughs in here, um, you could use Starfire, um, for her supportability, the Tamaran technique, but I don't have her leveled up for that. You could use John Stewart in here, but I don't have John Stewart either. So, um, kind of just, again, I'm working with what I got. But, again, I'm not saying that this is like really OP or meta. So, but it seems to still work pretty well for what I have. So what I'm basically going to do is you're going to start with Circle of Destruction and get your uh, power interaction going. Then we're just going to go left to right. Again, it's might. You don't need any weapon attacks at all whatsoever. Um, so yeah, we'll play through with it. And I've noticed that Neo Venom Boost does uh, charge up pretty nicely, even though it's a 5,000 supercharge. You're constantly able to run, or I should say spawn, whatever word you want to use there, for Neo Venom Boost. The problem is a lot of times you're waiting for, because your supercharged generation is so good, you're waiting for Neo Venom Boost to cool down before you can use it again, if that makes sense. And I'll show you what I mean here. So, um, again, we're basically just going to go left to right, and I'm basically just going to use it like that. We'll pop it. We're just going to spam. Now, what I have noticed is that you can use Star Blast right into Omega and kind of almost clip them together. You're fasting, you're blasting. So we're at 15. So what I have been doing is I'm waiting to use a Star Blast, then pop an Omega, because again, you can pretty much clip them. And as you can see there, Neo Venom Boost is ready to go. I'm just waiting for it to cool down. That's the only problem. Literally, only problem. But then what you can do is you can blast Soulbolt, and that's your Omega builder, right? So you use your Star Blast, pop up Omega, waiting for Star Blast again. Now I noticed that it's a little slow, and that's just me getting used to the rotation, but from what I've seen, if you hit everything just right, so if I hit, we go through, through, and then you got your Eye of Gemini going. Now, Omega is going to be where most of your damage comes from, obviously, so if you can hit it just right, and you've got your Star Blast, and look, see, there you got 21 damage. That's actually the most that I've done with this setup. So again, if you can hit it just right, get your Star Blast, you get your Omega. I didn't do it right there. See, we're just kind of waiting for Starblast to come down so I can pop it, pop it. And you can kind of clip it out of that power there. Eye of Gemini, but see, as you can tell, you're getting the Eye of Gemini spam and the scrap there pretty nicely. Like I said, you're basically just waiting for Neo Venom Boost to cool down. You have no problem really at all with supercharged generation there. And like I said, just want to make sure that you're continually hitting Soul Bolt, charge up Omega. If you can hit it right where I have Gemini and Omega is hitting at the same time, you're doing yourself pretty well there. So you can, I kind of messed up the combo there a bit. But as you can see, you're hitting for, 15, 17. That was 11. As you, like we saw before, we were hitting for 21. We'll pop the Venom, we'll do that, do that. I popped Omega there a little early. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, not, and maybe this is me and, needing to kind of work on the rotation and get the rotation down a little bit, but I don't think it's terrible. So now let's try it with our trinket pets. And actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. So what we'll do is we will switch out. Let's put Aquaman in here, right? Because Aquaman will give us the extra damage for the trinkets, right? So what I'll do is we will pop our guys, pop out Constantine, do our Eye of Gemini. I see 24 million. That's pretty sweet. You have to remember that more often than not, you're going to be running the trinket pets anyway. So, I mean, max 21. So, I mean, max in base damage without, you're talking right around 20 million. But as you can see here, we're hitting 21 consistent, or over 20, I should say, consistently. 16. So you just have to make sure you're hitting Omega quite frequently. 18. But it seems to be, I kind of like this. It's hitting pretty hard. So in this case, when you're not using it as like a pet loadout, I think Starbolt comes very much handy. I messed the combo up there. But if you can get it to where you're constantly have the Eye of Gemini rolling, got Omega rolling, you're getting the boost from the trinket pets with Aquaman, you're doing pretty well here. So again, would this be a little bit better if I had like maybe Candle or Ebon or some more of the might based artifacts? Probably, but I don't know. It's not too shabby. I kind of like this. Is it comparable to like my other loadouts? Probably. Again, not saying that it's like totally OP or anything, but again, it's just something we're kind of working on and seeing. And I don't know. It's not bad. So let me know in the comments section below what you would change, what maybe I should, if is there any kind of powers that I should replace to uh, get more damage within it. Like, should I switch out Soulbolt for something else? Should I switch out um, Circle of Destruction for something else? So, actually, you know what? Let's see this real quick. Let's switch in uh, Transmutation here. Let's see if this makes a difference here. So, we are gonna wait for everything to pop back up. Well, actually, first, let's run through a normal rotation. Okay. Pop that. Oh, I messed that up. I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop. And pop. And then pop. And then pop. Pop. Poppity. 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 First damage is fun. I missed the thing there. $15 million. So I mean, does it really matter? Probably just a personal preference there, whether you'd want to run Transmutation or whether you would want to run Transmutation or Circle of Destruction. So there's a 20 million there, so there you go. So I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends. Maybe this Transmutation work a little bit better. Maybe. Maybe, possibly. Maybe just ever so slightly. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Let's see if I can get better than what I have here. Ba-da, 17. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. So I mean, it's. I don't know if it's necessarily better. I think if you hit it just right, they're about the same. So it probably comes down to like a personal preference thing there. But we'll do the same thing now. So let's reset. We'll pop all of our things. And, so I mean, we're hitting 12, 12, 17, 13, 16. I hit a 20, almost 21 there. 12, 15, 10, 11, 6, like 7, 6 to start. And when we had Circle of Destruction there, we were hitting, let's see, so those were the big ones there with the pets. So with the pets, we were between, and using Circle, we were max. On the low end, we were like 16 to 18. On the high end, we were like 21 to 24 million damage over 10 seconds. And it seems like we were averaging, best case scenario, I was 21. We were best case with Transmutation, we were 20. So, I mean, they're very similar. I think overall on average, I mean, it looks like 16, 18, 13. Then down here, 17, 13, 12. So, I mean, not 15, 16. So, not too much of a difference. I think, again, it's just going to come down to personal preference. But let's do one more time. And then we'll pop all of our trinkets. We'll get Constantine out. We'll hit our thing, and then we'll hit the Neo Venom beast first. We'll pop this, we'll pop this, we'll pop this, we'll pop this. Do that. And then we'll do that. Do that. Do that. So there's a 25, so there you go. That's better. That's definitely the most that we've had so far. Definitely the most that we've had so far. I'm going to pop that again. And pop that again. Pop that again. It's nice that we get the might boost and the boost from Constantine, which is nice. Plus, you're going to get the extra boost from having Shazam there. So 23. So if you get the boost, the boost from Constantine while you're doing all this, I mean, you're in the low 20s, 23, well, even the mid 20s. You're at 23, 25. So again, if you hit it just right, you're maxing out at 23, 25.
You will surrender.
It's 20. So, I mean, if you're in that 20 to 25 million range over 10 seconds, I mean, you're doing pretty good things. I think this is going to take a little bit more practice from my end of things, but if you're got a little bit more dexterity and are able to hit the combos essentially a little bit better than I am, then I think this will work out pretty well for you. So just something to think about. But again, I think this could be viable for some folks, and yeah, I think for some of you guys that have maybe more dexterity and are able to actually, um, again, have different artifacts like Ebon, like Candle, you have Zoom or Black Adam as your support allies there. I think this could work pretty well. So again, let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you'd make any changes. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, we'll see you soon.